Hello, my friends. Hey, remember me? It's Miss Lacey. I'm not wearing a mask because I'm in my home. Today, I have a fun story for you. It's called Sam Helps Recycle. It's by Judith Bauer Stamper. It's got a picture of a dog. And all of these different items are stacked up around the dog, and there's a box back here. On the box, we have these arrows, and the arrows are all pointing toward each other. That's usually the symbol that we use to say recycle. Sam helps recycle. Oh no! Sam the family dog is eager to help with the recycling, but he's worried when he spies his beloved old food bowl perched atop the pile. Where will it go? Follow along with Sam as he traces his bowl's journey to the recycling center. Ooh, look at Sam. Aw, what a face. He's worried about his bowl. Let's see what happens. So here's Sam being so good. What a good dog. And there's these different kinds of recycling bins behind Sam. Different colors. Woof. Hi, my name is Sam. I'm helping Maya and her mom recycle our trash. I hear Maya calling me now. Gotta go. Okay, so here's Maya and her mom. And they're putting the recyclables together. Let's see what more we can learn about this. Some of our trash goes into garbage cans. The rest goes into recycle bins. Maya has a big stack of newspapers ready. Wait a minute. I have to get that newspaper I hid behind the bushes. I'll add it to the stack. Oh, naughty Sam was hiding one of these newspapers, so they didn't get to read it. But now it's got to go in here. This is a stack of newspapers. They go together. Cans and glass bottles are next. We put them into a separate bin. Hey, are they throwing away my dog food? No, it's okay. These cans are already empty. Phew. These were cans of the dog food, and there's a can for soda pop, and here are some glass pieces. We got some jars and a bottle. Those are going together in a different container, different from the paper. Plastic goes in the last bin. I run to get a bottle I left in the yard. I don't want to litter. When I come back, I get a surprise. My food bowl is in the recycling bin. Why are they throwing my bowl away? Sniff. Oh no. Well, let's take a look at this bowl. It's a plastic bowl in the plastic bin. What's different about this bowl from normal bowls? Do you see? Is this a new bowl, or does this bowl look old? Yeah, this is an old bowl. And it's got a lot of pieces that are broken off. Is this a safe bowl for this doggy to be eating food out of? No, it is not safe for the doggy to be eating out of this bowl. Some of that plastic could end up inside the doggy's tummy, and that could really hurt his tummy. We don't want that to happen. So I think it's a good idea that they're getting rid of the bowl. And they're not just throwing it in the normal trash, they're putting it in the recycling bin. So that way it can get reused. Before I can save my bowl, Maya calls me to get into the car. She says we're going to the recycling center. We're also bringing old batteries and unused paint. It's not safe to keep those around. So this family is going to the recycling center, and they're driving with all of these things. See, each thing is bagged up separately, so that way they can all go into their spots when they get to the center. Some houses have the recycling truck come to them. And not all of these places recycle the same things. So it's important to check and see what gets recycled by you. Some places don't take glass. Some places don't take metal. Some places don't take paper. It's important to find out what are the rules for your recycling plant. And then you can start participating in recycling too. In some towns, sanitation workers pick up the trash on one day and recycling bins on another day. See, there we are. Where we live, we do our recycling ourselves. Maya's mom starts the car. Here we go. See, there's a person who works with trash and with recycling. They work at the centers that help to process these things safely. If you just kept all of your trash in your home, that'd get pretty smelly pretty fast. And that's not safe for you. Smelly trash starts letting up some gases that can get you sick. And all of those things getting old and broken, that's not safe to be around either. So it's good to get rid of them properly. Maya's mom says that each person in the United States produces more than 4 pounds of garbage a day. That's enough to make more than 60,000 truckloads of trash. Wow. I wonder, where does all that garbage go? Okay, so here are some workers, and they're loading up that trash into this great big truck. It's hard work. Look, they're sweating. They're sweating. It's hard work. They load it up into this truck, and see, it's got this special little smasher that helps to push it back in there and smush it all together so that it all can fit. They're trying to get as much as they can in there so that way they don't have to do lots of trips back and forth. I soon find out. We drive by a huge landfill. My nose can smell it a mile away. Oh, look at that landfill. That's a lot of trash. You may think, I didn't make all that trash, but the thing is over your life, yeah, you do. We throw away a lot of things. That's why it's important to recycle, so you can take some of that stuff out of there. Maya's mom tells us that a landfill is a deep hole dug into the ground. It has a lining of clay and plastic at the bottom. The lining keeps the rotting garbage from leaking into the groundwater. That's important. You don't want all that garbage can water getting into what you're drinking, right? Ew. Ew, no, gross. We don't need that. So it's good that they do this properly. That's why we don't just throw trash anywhere. You got to put it in the places it belongs so they can put it all together and keep all of us safe from it. Never ever litter, because that just makes everything worse. There are big bulldozers pushing huge piles of garbage that have been dumped at the landfill. The trucks pack it down with their wide tires. Oh, look at those. Yeah. See, they've got these great big shovels at the front there, and they're smushing and flattening and stomping it all down to make sure that they can make room. Getting it all where it needs to be. Look at that good puppy. Oh, he's being such a good learner. Listening so nicely. Are you listening so nicely? Yeah? I've heard Maya say that there's just too much trash to put in landfills. That's why we have to recycle paper, plastic, cans, and bottles. All these things can be reused and turned into new things. I'm glad that we're at the recycling center. I'm still worried about my food bowl. Oh, see, they're learning about recycling here. Here we've got somebody who's a professional, and he's showing these kids all the great ways that you can turn old things into new things. I watch while some people put their newspapers into a big container. Then Maya and her mom dump their newspapers. My paper goes in too. See, there's a great big container that's just for the paper. They're not putting anything else in there, just paper. You don't want to put things where they don't belong because that makes other people's jobs harder later. You got to keep it all together the way it belongs. A sanitation worker comes over to pet me. He tells Maya that recycling paper saves lots of trees and lots of energy too. He explains that our recycled paper gets packed into big bales that go to a paper recycling factory. Okay, see, that's all of the paper. It's all smashed up. He says that this saves lots of trees. Let's think about that one for a second. Whenever you're using paper towels or you're coloring on a piece of paper, that paper came from something. It came from a tree. And the tree didn't just grow it on the ends of its leaves. Somebody had to chop down that tree, which means the tree isn't alive anymore. So they killed the tree and they ground it up and they added some glue and some bleach and they turned it into this nice paper that you were using. And then you throw it away. Well, that's not very nice for that tree, is it? That's why we try not to waste. If you're coloring, make sure that you're coloring mindfully. We're not just scribbling. Try to use at least 3 colors. Think about what it is that you're drawing. And if you're using paper towels, you don't need that many. Miss Lacey uses 1 paper towel, and these are my hands. Your hands are probably smaller than mine, so you probably just need one paper towel as well. When it comes to paper, think one per customer, and that'll help make sure that you're not wasting these trees. We don't want to have to cut down more trees just so you can scribble again, right? Yeah, waste not, want not. Oh, the happy puppy. It's a happy puppy. At the factory, the old paper is turned into pulp. Then it goes through a machine that turns out miles of new paper every day. So the pulp, if you take paper and you soak it in water, it gets all loose and squishy. And if you squish it up just right, you could probably turn that into a fresh sheet yourself by adding a little bit of glue and spreading it out and then putting it onto some kind of a mesh that'll help strain out all the excess water. If you let it dry, that'll be some fresh new paper for you to play with later. Next, Maya's mom adds our bottles and cans to a big pile. A front-end loader scoops them up and dumps them into the back of a truck. It makes a horrible racket. That's a loud sound, a racket. I wish I could cover my ears. Yelp. Oh, poor doggy. This doggy doesn't have hands. It's just got paws, so it can't really do this. When it gets really loud, it's helpful to cover your ears, but doggies can't do that. That's why we always have to be mindful with our pets to try not to be too loud, especially during times when they're celebrating. If the music gets too loud or people are popping off fireworks, that can be really scary for the pets and they can't cover their ears. Poor things. So it's good to be mindful of that and to be kind to them and think of that. The worker says that the bottles and cans will go to a sorting facility that separates the glass and the metal. Then they will go to separate factories to be recycled. See, here they are. They're sorting through all of them. They're getting all of the stuff into the special spots that they need them so they can then go into different trucks and go to the buildings they need to be in so that they can start processing them and turning them into something new. At one factory, the glass bottles are crushed and then melted into a liquid. Then the liquid glass is poured into molds to make new bottles and other products. See, they can do that with this type of material, glass. There's a special sand that was used to make the glass. If you heat it up a whole lot, it melts together. So they can do that again with these. They can remelt it and then reform it, and then it's nice and clean and new. The cans are taken to a different place. Before they leave the sorting center, though, they are crushed together into bales. See, these are bales. They're these big old blocks that get stuck together, and in that way they're easier to be moved. Then they are taken to a factory that recycles metal. Recycled cans are made into new cans that can be recycled all over again. Yeah, metal is great that way. See this guy, he's moving them around. Metal you can just melt again and again and again. So that's really handy. Whimper. Oh gosh, why is Sam whimpering? I wonder. Maya's mom unloads the plastic last. That's why. Sam's here for a reason, right? What is Sam looking for? The bowl, right? Yeah, that was Sam's bowl that was in that pile. I see my food bowl sitting on top of the pile. There it is. There it is. There's his bowl. The worker tells us that plastic bottles take up a lot of space. In some landfills, they may never decompose or waste away. That means they just stay there, taking up all that space and not helping the planet at all. That's why it's really important to recycle plastic. He says that the plastic is sent from the recycling center to a factory. First, the plastic is cleaned. That seems very smart. It has all kinds of old food and things on it. We don't want that in the new plastic, right? Because then the new plastic will get dirty. It'll probably make it hard for it to form. So yes, clean it first. Then it is chopped up into little pieces. And finally, it's melted down and made into new plastic products. See, here it's being made into all these little plastic bottles. It can also be made into bags, and some people even turn it into fabric for clothes and things. Plastic is very useful. On our way home, I worry about my bowl, but I still feel good about recycling. Oh, poor Sam. Sam's worried about his bowl, but it does feel good to recycle and know that you're helping. In this case, helping the planet. When I go into the house, I get a great surprise. Maya shows me my new red bowl. She points out the recycling symbol on the side as she fills it with food. Yip, yip. Yay! A brand new bowl. This bowl looks much stronger than the last bowl. That should be really handy. And look, it's got these little petals on the bottom to help keep it from getting tipped over. So the doggy won't need to chew on the edges so much to try and get it where it needs. I think this one will last a little longer. While I'm eating, Maya and her mom talk about other recycled products. Maya's notebook comes from recycled paper. See, fresh paper from the trees. Turned into paper, ground up, turned into pulp. Now back to being paper. Some clothes are made from recycled plastic. See, there we go. That's made from recycled plastic. Yeah, that looks so warm and cozy. Even some playground surfaces are made from old tennis shoes and rubber tires. Yeah, why waste these tires when you can use them again? If you chop these all up and then put them underneath your other playground equipment, that'll help make it softer if you fall. And make things nice and safe. After I finish my food, I head straight to my doggy bed for a nap. Recycling is a lot of work, but it's worth it. Look at that happy doggy. Oh, that doggy is having a great day. He thought he had to be worried because he was going to miss his bowl, but he got a great new bowl, and now he can be safe while he eats. Thank you, recycling, for helping to keep our planet clean. Does your family recycle? Maybe today you can ask your family if they recycle, and if they don't, maybe ask if there's a way you could start. You can start small just by reusing things in your home. A can be cleaned out and you can use it to hold things like your pencils or your art brushes or some of your toys. You can start small and then see what else you can reuse. It's best not to fill up the landfill with all kinds of unnecessary items. Let's save all that space for something that we can't reuse, right? Well, this was a very nice story. I'm glad that we learned so much. Thanks so much for being such great listeners. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye.